When you log into AI Children's Bookmaker 2500, you'll start with two options. Either you don't have an idea for a book yet, or you do have an idea for a book. We'll be taking a look at every option and every tool throughout these demonstrations. We'll start with, I don't have an idea yet. From there, you can either use the quick book generator, which is the fastest, most automated option, or the step-by-step book generator, which is a much more in-depth and detailed process that gives you control of each step and every detail along the way. We're going to start with the quick book generator. Throughout this demonstration and every other demonstration, if you see any dark orange colored buttons, those are part of an upgrade package that we have available for members. And we will have a series of demonstrations available for members who do acquire that upgrade. For now, we'll be demonstrating all of the features and tools that you'll get in the main package for AI Children's Bookmaker 2500. So we'll click the button here that says Board or Picture Book. Step 1 is simply to click the blue button that says Generate Book Ideas. The AI will go to work and give you 5 interesting book ideas. If you don't like any of them, you can simply click the trash can and generate another set of 5 book ideas. Step 2 is to choose your favorite book idea by clicking the checkbox next to it. Again, the point of this quick book generator is to be fast and easy. Let's go with Sammy's Space Adventure for ages 4 to 7, a picture book. Sammy is a curious squirrel who builds a rocket ship to explore outer space. Along the way, he meets different alien creatures and learns about their unique cultures, etc. Then you'll choose a tone for the writing. Warm and friendly, playful and fun, gentle and soothing, imaginative and creative, adventurous and exciting, educational and informative, empowering and encouraging. I'm going to go with imaginative and creative. Enter the name of the author and illustrator, which could either be your name, your client's name, or a pen name that you made up. I'm going to use my real name throughout these demonstrations because this is a tool that I really believe in, and I'm not afraid to put my name on these children's books. Then click Submit. And the AI goes to work actually writing this story. Here we go. We've got the summary, the title page, the copyright page, and the story itself, which is 18 pages, including the end page, as well as a back cover. As you'll see throughout some of the other tools, you'll have plenty of opportunities to customize, to rewrite, to expand, any of those types of things that you want to. But again, this here is the quick book generator, and we just want to create something quickly. So we're going to keep this as is, and we can either download it as a text file by clicking this button, save it to our project library by clicking this button, or copy it to our clipboard with this button, which I can then paste into a text document on my own computer. Once you've either saved or copied that text, you can click the illustration prompts button to move on to the next step. Here, we're going to paste in our entire book. In the previous step, I clicked the button to copy that book to my clipboard. So here, I'll simply do a Control V in Windows to paste it. And then I'll click the Submit button. Now the AI is going to work creating illustration prompts for me. You can see here that it's created the illustration prompts. And once again, we can download it, we can save it to a project, or we can copy it to our clipboard. Being somewhat old school myself, I like to copy things to my clipboard and then work off of a document in my own computer. Once you've saved it somewhere, you can go ahead and click the button to continue on to the illustration generator. The prompt that is probably at the top of your prompts that were created is the cover image prompt. And so copy that, paste it into the image prompt box, and then we have something called a character reference. You can simply copy and paste that directly out of what was created for you by our tool. It has a character reference for the main character, sometimes for a sidekick as well. In this case, it's Sammy the squirrel. It tells the AI what these consistent features need to be so that we can have a consistent character throughout our book, and it also gives you some art style preferences. Of course, you can customize and tweak anything in any of these prompts and in any of these preferences, including the art style. We can then choose from 3 different shapes of images to generate: a square image, a wide image, or a portrait image. Because this is a picture book for very young children, I think a square book would look great for this particular project. I'm going to go with the square images. And the AI will go to work creating an image for you. And as you can see, it created a cover for Sammy's space adventure. Now, if you wanted to regenerate that particular image, it's as simple as clicking the square image button again, or the wide or the portrait image button again. If you want to view it larger before deciding whether you want to download it, click the View Larger button. As you can see, this is a really nice looking illustration. And if you like it, go ahead and click the Download Image button. As you can see here in step number 5, it says repeat steps 1, 3, and 4 for your remaining prompts. In other words, we're going to leave the character reference intact. And we'll simply copy and paste the image prompt from the prompts that were generated for us in the previous step. So this will be our page 1 illustration. Again, I'm going to click Square Image. And while that's generating, I'm going to go ahead and copy my page 2 illustration to my clipboard. Alright, so here's page 1. I'll go ahead and download that. And again, because this is the demonstration of the quick book generator, I'm going to try and stick with our first generated image as long as it looks like it'll work. Here comes page 2, square image. In the meantime, I'll copy my third page, prompt. Cool illustration. Let's go ahead and download that. And I'll paste in my next prompt. Again, square image. I'll copy my page 4 prompt. Let's go ahead and download that image. You know, if I wanted to perhaps tweak this prompt just a little bit to make sure the rocket ship was down on the ground, I might just add those words to the prompt. Standing in front of his completed rocket ship, which is on the ground. In fact, let's just go ahead and generate that and see if it makes a difference. And yeah, that seems to have actually done the trick. This time you can see the fins of the rocket are actually touching the ground, so that perfectly fixed it with just a couple of words and really didn't require anything particularly creative or artistic on my part. I literally just added the words on the ground. Let's go ahead and download that one. And now we'll paste in the next prompt and click Square Image. And I'll copy the next prompt. And it doesn't look quite right. It looks like it's almost like he is the rocket ship. It's a cool looking illustration, it's just not quite right. So where it says Sammy is inside the rocket, it needs to say something like Sammy is inside the cockpit of the rocket. Let's try generating that. And yeah, I think that'll work. It's not exactly what I was initially thinking, but it actually does look like the rocket ship from the previous illustration, so it's got some good consistency. I'm going to go ahead and use that one. And then we'll paste in the next page and generate an image. Cool illustration. Let's go ahead and download that image, and we will move on to the next one. Generate image. Alright, we'll go ahead and download that one and move on to the next one. Generate image. Alright, that's pretty cool looking. Let's go ahead and download that, and we will move on to what I believe is page 8. And we download that one, and we will move on to page 9. Once again, generate image. I think we've got, 18 pages here. And you can make your book any number of pages. We'll download this one and move on to page 10. Square image. And the illustrations in this book are very character driven, very much dependent on the consistency of Sammy. He's the main character. Looks great. Let's go ahead and download that image and move on to page 11. Generate image. That's a cool illustration. Let's go ahead and download that. And we'll move on to page 12. Paste it in and click Square Image. That's a pretty good illustration, but he's not wearing his space helmet. It's having a little bit of a trouble with this particular image prompt. Let's take a look at it. Okay, Swirly's Aliens. Sammy in his space helmet. Let's regenerate that. And that's what I was looking for. Let's go ahead and download that. And we will move on to page 13. Sammy waving goodbye to his new friends. Let's say new alien friends. Square image. That one's pretty good. It'll totally work. Those aliens just look maybe a little scary for the children's book, the way they've got those big beady eyes. I'm going to go ahead and just roll with it. And we'll move on to page 14. Let's see. Sammy's looking out the window. I just need to change that because it depicted his rocket ship as like he's sitting in a cockpit. So he's looking out through his helmet. Let's see if it understands what I'm talking about there. Yeah, there it is. Let's go ahead and download that image. And we'll move on to page 15. And click square image. Yeah, it looks great. Let's go ahead and download that. Moving on to page 16. Square image. And I know he's going to be wearing his helmet even though he's in bed in this because that's what we told it to do with consistent features. I could change that if I wanted to, but I think it'll actually be fine just to keep it. And sure enough, yeah, he's got a helmet. Let's go ahead and download that. I think that's really good. That's pretty cool how it depicted those thoughts or dreams. I could take this document and upload it to a publishing platform like Amazon. Sammy's Space Adventure. And we'll take a look at some additional publishing options as well as some advanced options in some of the other demonstrations, and we'll also look at specifically how to publish on Amazon as well.